All right, guys, today we're going to talk about 7 tips for day hiking. Now, this can be applied to overnight hiking as well, but these are mainly directed at day hikers. So make sure to stay tuned through the intro. What's up? My name is Doug, the Bearded Outdoorsman. Welcome to another video. If you enjoy beard product reviews, beard tips, gear reviews, and gear tips, then you've come to the right place. Today we're going to be taking a look at 7 tips for day hikers. Now, these can be implemented for overnight hikes and multi-day hikes, but these are really, I'm doing this video for my day hikers in the community. So I've been asked numerous times to do a little more day hiking kind of videos, and this is one of those. So these are 7 tips, 7 things for day hikers to take into consideration and to do when you go on a day hike. So number 1 is going to be check the weather. So check the weather, know where you're going. If the altitude is different from where you are at versus where you are going or your end destination, then you need to check the weather in all those locations to the best that you can. A little story, a little example of that is a buddy of mine and myself were going on a weekend hike. We stayed at a hotel. We were going to get dropped off at the trailhead, and we parked our car where we were going to stop, and we were going to hike to the car. And it was going to be a weekend hike. It was going to be a 3-day hike. When we walked out of the hotel room, it was nice. I mean, it was decent weather. So we're wearing short sleeves and pants. I mean, hiking pants. That I wear the hiking pants that zip off. That's what I like. And I was wearing the pants, but I was wearing a t-shirt. So we get in, we go park the vehicle. We get in with our ride, and we go to the trailhead. And when we got out at the trailhead where we were starting at, the temperature, I promise you, it was probably 20 degrees colder. The wind was blowing, and it was misting rain. It was crazy at the weather difference from where we started to where we were at. So we had to drop packs. We had to just kind of throw on jackets and all that kind of stuff before we could even start hiking. So that is an example. Know the weather, check the weather, and know what to expect when it comes to the weather. So the next one is local wildlife. So know where you're going and what that local wildlife is. Is it snakes? Is it bears? Is it whatever? Generally where I hike, what we run into are black bears and the possible snake. But black bears, for the most part, they're going to run before you ever see them. You're never even going to see the black bear. They're going to run. They can get aggressive, but 9 times out of 10, they're going to leave the area before you ever lay eyes on them. So, but know the wildlife, know where you're going, know what to expect if you encounter that wildlife and how to react. So the next one, if you're hiking in a group or multiple people, 2 people, whatever, if you're hiking more than just yourself, make sure everyone knows, number 1, the route. Now, everyone knows the destination. Everyone knows the plan. Everybody knows everything about the trip. Reason being, you get separated. They need to know where they're going to be staying at. They need to know how to get there. They need to know where you're planning on spending the night, if it's an overnight hike. Or if it's a day hike, they need to know how to get back to the car to be able to wait on you. So everyone needs to know the route, the plan, and have a map of the area. So everybody needs to know what's going on. And the next one is the essentials. Now, I recently did a video on hiking essentials. I'll put a card up top. You can check that out. I'm not going to go in full detail, but I will say that backing up to the last point, if you're hiking in a group, then everyone in that group needs those essentials that I mentioned in that other video. In the event that they get separated, you need to be able to have those things in your pack and have them readily accessible if you need them. So make sure that you have the essentials. And again, if you're hiking in a group, make sure everyone has some variation of those essentials in their pack. All right, so the next one is tell someone. Now, when I go on my weekend hikes, I have to drive about 5.5 hours to get to the trail that I normally hike. So when I do, I have my trip planned out. Now, of course, things can change, but before I leave my house, I have everything written down, where I plan on camping, where I plan on hiking, my start, my finish, all of that laid out, written down, and I give that to my wife. If you don't have a wife, if you don't have whatever, you need to leave it with someone so they know, number one, when to expect you back. And if something were to happen and you didn't show up, you need that itinerary so they can pass that on to the authorities to come look for you if you are in fact lost in the woods, so they know how to find you. And this isn't gonna apply to everyone. I know for myself, I hike a lot on the AT, and along the AT there are a lot of shelters. And at every shelter along the AT, I can't speak for every other trail, but all the shelters along the AT have logbooks. Now, if you have a trail name, that's common practice for the long trails. If you have a trail name, your spouse or whoever you're leaving your itinerary with, they need to know your trail name. If you don't have a trail name, you need to be signing those logbooks, period. Even if you're not staying at that place, you need to sign those logbooks with your name or your trail name if the people back home know your trail name. You can't sign your trail name if the people back home don't know your trail name. But signing those logbooks also gives kind of a paper trail for if something were to happen to you and you got lost in the woods or whatever, and the authorities had to come look for you, then they could follow those logbooks and find out where you stopped signing them at and be able to kind of narrow down a search. So that is a good practice to get into. All right, so the last tip I have for you today in this video is enjoy nature. Get out, take pictures, enjoy what you went out and set out to do. Now, I'm going to have some further videos kind of talking about some more of this, but really, if you put these 6 things into practice and you enjoy your time, it's going to be great. Take pictures, even if you don't use social media, even if you don't post them anywhere. Take the pictures for you, the hiker, to be able to look back at and remember that trip. I can look back at pictures and things I can't remember about a trip, I can look back at pictures and it jogs my memory. I can remember where I was or what was going on or the weather or various things. So take pictures, enjoy your trip, and have fun. Enjoy nature. That's what we do. That's what we hike for, is to enjoy nature and to get out and the solitude and just to get away from the hustle of life and everyday life. So enjoy it. All right, guys, I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. Make sure, if you haven't already, to hit that subscribe button and click that little bell so you're notified when I drop new content. And until next time, stay bearded, get outdoors, and God bless.